All right. Loved it. You never would have thought of that mask. I think... Oh, all right. There's credits. I think there was an enemy that you needed to slam down on, and that's what I was thinking, because I think they did a similar thing where they were like spinning around, and that's what I used, I think, to beat them. So that's the only way to do it. But I think that's really cool that you can actually use any mask for that. But all right. The Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask. Conquered. All right, this one's definitely a better Zelda game than I would have ever given it credit to. I think that it does a lot of cool things that you don't see elsewhere. I was in the Curry stream a couple days ago, like yesterday or Monday or whatever, and he was asking me what I thought of the game, and I was like, this game reminds me of a roguelike. In roguelike games that I'm familiar with, or that I have seen, there's a lot of scenarios where, like, you know how to get to the end. The path to the end is relatively the same, but the things you do to get there are like to get to certain set pieces and whatnot, you know, are different. You know, sometimes you're visiting different regions, sometimes you're doing other things. And I think the questing system in this game is similar to that, because it's the same 3 days, but there's like progression on those days, and you can do different things. You can trigger different events that, you know, progress other things that happened in the other days, and it's really cool. I'm a fan of the idea. I'm not necessarily that much of a roguelike fan, but I like the idea, and I like the implementation. I think Nintendo does a pretty good job of making sure that certain mechanics and whatnot are implemented in a very specific way, so that you don't get stuck, even though I've gotten stuck. I guess these are all the masks that I missed out on, and maybe some other stuff. So yeah, I would say my overall thoughts is I had a great time with this game. I will preface that by saying that I don't think this is necessarily my favorite Zelda game, but I think this is probably the most creative Zelda game that I've ever played, and it's probably it's probably, like, I don't want to say like the best design, because that's kind of not where I want to go with that, but the way that it treats it, like the game design, I think is really on a different level from all the other Zelda games. It's quite cool how they've done it. I guess I can say that I'm not, I guess I've kind of already mentioned, but I'm not really that much of a fan of like the 3-day system as a whole. I don't like the idea of having a start point and having an end point and having to constantly go back to the start point. Even though there are clever shortcuts that work very well, it's just, I guess just the idea as a whole just doesn't really, what's the best way for me to put it? Like, I don't like the idea of starting over, I guess. And while you don't like start over, you start over. And so I wasn't fully on board with that. But like I said, I like the questing systems. I like how you can accomplish different things. You can get like this sword. You can take part in mini games. And even though kind of getting access back to those things is kind of obnoxious. It's still cool that, you know, they have that variety in it. So I was certainly pleased with that. The hook shot is still amazing. I don't know if they're ever gonna make a Zelda game where the hook shot isn't amazing. I think that's pretty much all that I got here. I guess I can close this off with probably saying that Majora's Mask is probably going to go down as one of my favorite Zelda games, even though it's not my favorite or like necessarily maybe top 3. You know, I'd actually have to rank them. But off the top of my head, I could see this one being top 5 for its uniqueness and how it approaches that. I mean, it's a really good game. And that can't be understated at all. But I don't think I have anything more to say. You know, it's not very often that I come across credits where I've run out of things to say. But I guess I will ask the chat for all the people that know. What masks did I miss out on? I saw there was the mailman mask. There was this weird, like, head mask. There was one of those watered down milk guy masks. That's only 3 of them. I think I was missing, like, more than 3 masks. Most uniquely designed, you think? Contending with Breath of the Wild? I guess that depends on where you draw the line for uniqueness. Yeah, I guess that's where you draw the line, because I mean, you can consider Ocarina of Time to be very unique, especially for a Zelda game. And Wind Waker can also be a very unique game for how they do traversal and whatnot. But I would probably agree with you in the end. Yeah, I think I would probably agree with you in the end. Also give some tears to the sad Deku Butler and his son's fate. Oh yeah, maybe I could have done something with that. I was really close to the mailman mask. This is super loud. This is probably super loud. You probably can't even hear me, but need to give the priority mail to Kafei's mama to the postman. I considered that, but it was like late at night or something like that when I first got it, so I didn't bother with it. I was just like, I'll just deliver this myself. I think that's how, or what happened. Unique, you would say, in the way that no other Zelda game is designed in this format. Okay, then yeah, compared to other Zelda games, it's very much a Nintendo thing to do. Is they've stated on many occasions that they don't just make a sequel to a game or another game in a series just to have one. They try to think of a new way to play the game, and then they do it. And I think that's a very clever way to make games. You know, not everybody can do that, obviously, but it's still a very clever way to do it. Fierce Deity Mask? I don't know what that... Well, how do you get that one? Can't say the Deku Scrub's son, unfortunately. Oh, unfortunate. There are 2 ways to do it: Postman and yourself. Yourself, you got the bottle. I value the bottle more than the mask. I'm sorry. Milk mask you get from doing Romani Ranch on night 1. Didn't I do that on night 1? I guess maybe I didn't talk to the sister. Maybe the sister gets it to you? DD mask you get for getting all the masks? Okay. Do I get to save? I do get to save. Does this show? This does not show all the masks. Oh, I have 16 out of 20. Wow, so I was missing a lot of masks, actually. 8 masks. And then giving them all away to the other kids on the moon. Okay. Interesting. How do you get the upgraded wallet? Do I have to go to 2,500 rupees? 3,000 rupees? How do I do it? Because that one was kicking my butt too. I wanted to buy that darkness mask. Ocean Scotilla House. Ocean Scotilla House. Oh, no? There was a place, there was a Scotilla cave that I needed the hook shot for and I never went back there. Was that in the ocean? I don't remember where that was. I really needed that wallet though. Oh my goodness. What does the darkness mask do? Does it keep at nighttime at all times? Like, was I right? On the beach? Yes, yes, yes. Yes. I remember that. It made your shield happy after you defeated the last boss. Lets you stay awake for grandma's stories. Oh. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, well, that is gonna wrap it up for this particular thoughts. Wanted to ask some questions about all that stuff.